Okay, you can't have the holiday season without mistletoe. How about a pair of mistletoe earrings? Meet me under the mistletoe. Okay, maybe not me per se. However, uh, the season is mistletoe, right? I mean, mistletoe is everywhere at this time of year. So today we are going to bring some fun to the party and make ourselves some adorable little mistletoe earrings. So, Kristen with Enchanted Yarnworks here. Thanks for coming by and seeing what this is all about. Like I said, today we're going to go ahead and add a little spark and fun to our holiday season by creating these cute little mistletoe earrings to wear anywhere we feel like we want to just spice up the fun a little bit. So if you are not subscribed, please consider doing so and hit that notification bell so that you become aware when all of my videos come out. And if you feel obliged, go ahead and show me some love with that like button. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started crafting a little bit of spice for the season. Are we ready to make these adorable mistletoe earrings? Okay, so here's what we need. We need number 10 cotton crochet thread. I'm using my samples from Hobby Lobby's Artiste sample box, poppy red, and snow pea. We need a pair of scissors, of course, 2 pair of pliers to be able to hold our jump rings, a 1.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm using an ergonomic one. I got this off of Amazon. I can put the link down below. And we are going to need a sewing needle so that we can sew in our ends. We need some, if you want to use beads for the berries. These are from a stash I have that I got from a friend. I'm not too sure what kind they are. They look to be about 3 millimeter in size. So that's what you're looking for there. Or you could use any kind of beads you want, or not put berries on them, or however you want to work it. We need a 2 pair of our earring wires, the fishhook kind, or whatever kind you prefer, in whatever color you prefer. I'm using like the gold color, the brassy color. 2 sets of jump rings. So I have a 3 millimeter and a 5 millimeter. Put those over there, and that looks like it. I got these off of Amazon. I got this guy off of Amazon. And go ahead and post those links down below. Disclaimer, I am an Amazon associate, so if you do choose to purchase anything through those links or any of my links on any of my videos, I do receive a little thank you commission from Amazon, but there's no pressure to purchase, and if you do, thank you very much. You will also not be paying any extra for using those links. So just want to get that out of the way. So let's go ahead and get started with our mistletoe leaves. I'm going to zoom in here so that it makes it easier for you to see what exactly I'm doing. And we're going to make 3 sets of leaves. The first 2 are going to be connected, and then a separate one on the out for the third, excuse me. So I'm going to kind of make an open slip knot because I kind of don't like that knot at the ends. So I just kind of pulled it open a little bit. And we need to chain 5. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's the first part. And now we have 2 more sets of chains that make kind of like the stems and leaves parts. So we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's kind of like our spin-off leaf. And then for our leaf part, we need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're going to be working in the third loop from the hook. And I like to work in the back bumps for this because I like that straight edge on there. So we need to do a double crochet in the third. So 1, 2, here is 3. And now a treble crochet in the next. Okay, and now 2 more double crochets. A half double, and then a slip stitch. So there is our first leaf. So now we are going to chain for our second leaf, which is copying this. So chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then in the third, we do our double crochet. And now a treble. Two doubles, a half double, and then a slip stitch. Okay, and then now we're going to be working up the stem, and then we need to slip stitch 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so then now we're going to make a second set of leaves that goes back this way. So we need to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for that stem, and then 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the first leaf, and double crochet in the third, double crochet, 2 more doubles. A half double, and then a slip stitch. Okay, there's that first leaf. And now we're going to chain 8. And then repeat. Okay, so there's the second. So now we're going to work back up our stem. With our slip stitches. So 1, and then back up to the top with 1, here's 6, and now we're going to chain 2. So we have something for our jump rings to go into, and then slip stitch back in this first here, and then pull that through. And I like to pull the tail from our starting pull through also. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim this. Pretty long. And the reason I want to do long is because I'm going to weave this down back in here so I can sew on the beads. So there's the first one. And the second one is only half of this. So we're not doing 2 sides. And we are making it a little bit shorter. So instead of starting with 5 chains, we are just starting with 3. I want to make this one. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then our first leaf is 8. 6, 7, 8, and then back bumps into our third from the hook, a double crochet, Okay, now to our second leaf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double crochet in the third from the hook. Okay, so there's the end of those 2 leaves, and now we're just going to work all the way back up to the top and do our chain 2 on the top, just like we did with the last. Okay, so chain 2 and back into that first stitch. And there we go. So I will leave a long tail here also. Okay, so those are our leaves. I highly suggest that you block them. What you want to do is either, these are cotton, so you can starch them with either a mixture of 50% Stay Flow starch and water, or I'm not going to lie, for these guys here, I just took spray starch and starched. I had them on my blocking mats and I starched them, and then I took a hair dryer to dry them quickly before I put the beads on. So that's one way to do it. So I highly suggest you do that before you put your beads on or whatever you're going to use for the berries. But I am going to go ahead and weave these in. I'm going to take my long one and weave it down to one of these sides before I starch, because the berries are going to go right in the middle of these 2 leaves. So right at the conjunction there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and I will be right back in just a sec. Okay, before we assemble everything, I do also want to make the bow. So you can, if you have some small ribbon, you could use that, or you can go ahead and give this a go. So we need a, we're going to make a little I-cord, and we need it to be about 4 inches long. So I'm going to measure out a tail that's going to be about 4 times that length, just to be sure we have enough. So here. Okay, so I'm going to make a little knot, slip knot right here. And all we're doing is we're taking our tail, we're wrapping it around the front of our hook and yarning over and pulling through. That is all we're doing to make this cord. Okay. Just like so. You want to kind of keep your tension equal on both sides of the hook with both of our strands so that it doesn't curl too much. You see, I always get a curl at the beginning. but that's okay. So this is what I'm going to do until I get about a 4-inch length cord, and then we'll make our little bow, and then we'll have our pieces ready. Yep, so my leaves are blocking right now, so I wanted to kind of get this going. And by the time we're done with this, I'll be able to check on them, and they should be ready for the berries and to put everything together. Okay, so I'm going to finish this up. I will be right back when this is at the right length and show you what to do next. So here is our cord. As you can see, I have quite a bit of tail left over, which is perfectly fine. I like to make sure that it's not going to be too tight or too small. The best way to gauge how much tail you need is about 3 times the length of the cord that you need. But I just want to be safe knowing that I have enough. So now I'm just going to take both of these strands and pull them through this loop. Then I'm making this other one a little bit longer. Here we go. So I'm going to weave this long one back in, kind of to the middle, because I want to use that to secure it to the leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and weave that through. I'm going to go check on my leaves, and I will be right back. All right, so to do the bow, we're just going to make a little knot. I'm just going to tie a bow, essentially. There it is. So now I will use this tail that I threaded through to the middle to sew it onto our leaf stems when we get to putting it together. So let me put that aside. Okay, so here we go with our leaves. Now, this one, I put 2 on the top one and then 1 on each back one. So I think I may do that again, but we shall see. So actually, let's go ahead and start with that one. Get my needle. Now these are my long tails that I threaded down to the center there. And yes, I did the quick starch method where I used my spray starch and then I used a hairdryer because no shame, it works. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back through from the back side. Here we go. And you're just sewing beads back and forth. Pretty simple. There's one. So then I'm just going to go ahead and do some knots on the back side here. So here is our front leaf set. Now this one, I'm just going to put one on each side. They're going to sit in the back, so I'm not too worried. Okay, so because I don't like to waste thread, I think I have enough here. I am going to weave this around to the other side. If you haven't noticed by now, I like to not waste my thread, and then I don't have to worry about stitching a bunch of knots, because that's annoying. You know, to have to knot everything and make sure it's not going to come undone. So if I just have a long thread tail, I think. So I got that here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit, and that's going to hold that tight so that it doesn't pull and then cinch up, because we don't want that to happen. Okay, there we are. And let's get our last bead on here. All right, there we go. So these are the back two, and here's our front. So then now I'm just going to, let's put the bindings on, and then we'll do the bow last, because I want these together on here. So we need our pliers. Oops. I'm going to put the little jump ring onto the earring part. So if you have not done jewelry before, your jump rings are going to have a little opening already in them, and you just want to twist sideways. You don't want to pull apart, because pulling apart will weaken the metal and compromise the integrity, and then you just twist them back together like so. Okay, so now here is our larger one. You can see, just twist it open like so. Now I'm going to insert into the chain two that we made. There's the front, and then here's the back. There we go. And then I'm going to place the hook facing backwards, and then twist it back together like so. Now you could use some jewelry glue if you'd like, to make sure that that does not come undone. Just kind of stretch these guys and shape them a little bit more. Here we go. So that's going to lay in the front a little bit like this. And let's go ahead and get that bow on here. So the bow is going to sit right here like so. So I need my needle. Now the leaves are kind of wonky and sticking out right now because They are nicely starched. When we are finished, I will manipulate them and shape them how I like. So, all right. So here we are. I'm going to first weave this through the knot so that I know that it is going to stay. There we go. Okay, so now I just need to decide. I'm going to go about right here between the two of these. Go through both. Like that. Now, I'm definitely going to manipulate this a little bit when we're finished, so it sits a little bit nicer. But the leaves look good. There they are. So this one, the front one, we kind of want to sit in the middle of the two a little bit. There we are. Okay. Super cute. And here's the other. And there we have a pair. I think they're adorable. What do you think? Okay, let me go ahead and clean this up and I will be right back. Mistletoe, mistletoe. If it's not there, you have it now. So I hope you enjoyed these fun little earrings tutorial, and I hope that you're inspired to make your own and just throw some fun into the festive season. So again, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you are not subscribed, please consider doing so and smashing that notification bell so that you know when all of my next videos come out and my posts that I do on my page. So again, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and smash that like button and show me some love. And I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season, whatever that entails for you. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.